its ups and downs. Turn your pretty face into an ugly frown. Seems that when I fix one thing.
Hello, welcome to The Awakening. I'm your host, Angela Brown. Today's topic for discussion is called the Alliance for Consumer Education. We will be speaking about inhalants in our children. I've done 2 previous shows on this and they were very well received. Today we have the director, I believe, of Alliance of Education Program Coordinator. And she's here with us. Her name is Quisha Bradley, and I want to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
You're
Happy
welcome.
to be here.
Thank you. I'm so glad we had a lot of difficulties. So I tell everybody everything that goes on here. We've had some difficulties. Tell me about yourself other than the fact that you're pretty. You got a good sense of humor.
I'm the Education Programs Coordinator, the Alliance for Consumer Education.
And what does that mean? What do you do as the Alliance Communicator?
I do everything from editing the websites. My most important job, and the one I love doing the most, is actually interacting with consumers that call with questions, everyday parents that want to know what is inhalant abuse, dads who want to know how do I clean out my garage the best. We have
you need to discard inhalants that could kill the children.
I'm sorry?
If they clean out the garage because of the inhalants that will hurt the children? Is that what they're asking you about? What should they throw away?
We actually, our flagship program is inhalant abuse prevention, but we also have a disease prevention program.
Oh.
So as the programs coordinator, I have to handle both of those. So I answer all the questions on the front line for inhalant abuse as well as for the disease program.
How do you know so much, Quisha?
Just from being there. I've been there for a little over 3 years, and it's great.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Have you really?
And I'm happy to be here in my own backyard. I'm a resident of College Park.
Okay.
I have cousin at Bowie High School, cousin at Bowie State.
Really?
ACE actually put on an inhalant awareness night at the Bowie Bay Sox Stadium up
Oh,
the street.
okay,
So
that's good.
It's good to be back.
Are you going to be doing any more soon?
We actually are. We're working for a summer program called
Okay.
Strike Out Inhalant Abuse. We're trying to link up with the Maryland School Counseling Association.
Okay, if you need to come on, I can push it for you. I'll help you with
Definitely
it.
will.
No problem.
Definitely will. Thank
How
you.
did you get involved in this? How did you get so involved that you're really dedicated to this?
I started off as an intern with ACE.
Okay. Well, how did you find out about it? Let's start there.
Good old Craigslist.
Craigslist?
Yeah.
I hear that's pretty good.
It is. Yeah, the power of the internet. Gotta love it. Started off as an intern, but as I started learning more and more about the issue of inhalant abuse, it's just intriguing to me.
Really? Wasn't depressing?
No, it actually wasn't.
Okay.
Not the aspects I've learned of it. Again, inhalant abuse, it's sort of like the silent epidemic. It's off the radar of a lot of people. So I thought it was interesting after I went behind and learned some of the numbers. Like Partnership for Drug-Free America says by the 8th grade, more than 1 in 5 children in the U.S. will abuse inhalants. So just saying, wow, this is an actual issue and no one's talking about it. And just, again, learning more about the issue.
I had never heard about it myself until I had this lady call me to talk about losing her son to it, and she didn't even know he was doing it.
Yeah.
So it's a silent killer.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And there's many, many things that they can use, because when she was here, she had like nail polish remover. I have that in my house.
Yeah, there's over 1,400 products that can be abused, actually.
Car wax.
Car stuff, like you said, nail polish remover, gasoline, butane, Freon, computer cleaners, air fresheners.
Yeah, what about car wax too? I'm not sure if I saw that, but probably anything in car wax to wax your car with.
Exactly.
So what do you do when you tell people? I'm going to be somebody calling you. Hey, Quisha Bradley, this is Angela Brown. I need some information.
Hi, Angela. What would
you
like?
Why, hello. I'm so glad to be here with you.
Wait, is it a phone call? Or?
Yeah, we're going to put our hands through the phone, too.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm on the phone with you, and I'm asking you, I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and what should I put away in my house?
And
in the kitchen first.
Yeah, make sure everything's out of the child's reach. And that's just proper product management. And it's really a matter of education. When a lot of people hear about the issue, they say, oh, we need to restrict all these products, we need to get them off the shelves, we need to make sure we don't sell them to kids under 18, things like that. But it's really a matter of education.
Okay.
Make sure you speak to your kids, let them know, okay, this is inhalant abuse, these are the harms that can happen to your body. Because in just taking a product away, they still don't know what the problem is, and there's other products that can be used
And they don't
as
want to
well.
lose that money either, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So it's pretty rough, I guess, trying to get something off the market.
And again, it's
And you don't
that's
know.
not that's not even the best option. Again,
It's like they come
education's
out and tell
the best thing.
women you shouldn't drink red wine because it can give you breast cancer. Then a week or two later, they come out and say, oh, it's good for you, a glass of wine a day, it makes your heart healthy. So you're defeating the purpose.
Exactly.
Everybody should really get into something and know the pros and the cons about it before they want to go pulling it off the market. I understand what you're saying now.
We definitely say knowledge. It sounds cliche,
Knowledge
but
is
knowledge
wonderful.
is definitely the
Yeah,
power.
it is.
And
It's
it's the
power.
easiest thing. As much as learn all you can about an issue, which is something I tell a lot of school officials, law enforcement, parents, then talk to your kids about it. So if they have any questions, you can answer them in an educated manner. A lot of the times, kids find out about inhalant abuse from other kids who aren't as knowledgeable on it. So.
Maybe they're not knowledgeable about it, but they just want to continue to use it anyway.
Yeah.
What do you think? I've heard as 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds are doing inhaling.
Yep,
Is
there's
that
actually
true?
a case 2 days ago in Oregon of a 7-year-old who did it.
7 years old.
Yep. And last year there was a case of a 6-year-old who had markers on his sleeve, and he was sniffing that.
Gosh.
So again, I try to tell parents all the time, it's never too early to start talking with them. Because if you don't, someone else is, and a lot of times that's an uneducated source. And another question I always get is, so who really does inhalants? Like, what type of kids really get into this?
They probably think poverty.
Yeah. And I have to tell people this is something that hits every race, every ethnicity, both genders, every socioeconomic level, from the rural counties to the urban cities. So there's no typical profile of a drug user, because a lot of the calls I get are not my child, not my community, maybe that kid over there, maybe that family over there, and I have to tell them, look, this hits everyone.
Are you like a hotline?
At times we are,
Really?
yes.
Have you had anyone call you up and tell you that their child is dying from this? What can they do, or what should they do?
Not dying on the
I would
spot,
be scared to death.
But we have had parents call that say, we think they're inhaling, what should we do? And the first thing I say is you have to talk to them.
What
Get
is the
real
first
answers,
sign, though,
and
Quisha? What is the first sign of someone with an inhalant condition?
there's no order of signs, but there's a few signs you can look for. There's always situational signs. So if you notice there's different products that shouldn't be in your child's room, or there's an abundance of products in your child's room that shouldn't be there, like if there's paint cans or 20 butane lighters on the floor.
Yeah.
If they're going through products too quickly, if you just bought your daughter some hairspray and the next day she's done with it, that should send a red flag.
Yeah.
For school officials, if you see in someone's locker there's different products that, again, shouldn't necessarily be there, you may want to pull a red flag. Some physical signs are dazed, drunken look in the eyes, red runny nose, a chemical smell or odor on the breath that shouldn't be there, and things like that. If there's different marks on their fingernails, I was at a conference a few years ago, and I got a question from the audience saying, thank you so much for coming to speak with us. She actually saw a girl putting correction fluid on her fingernails and sniffing
Correction fluid?
And only after the presentation did she put 2 and 2 together that, oh, the girl wasn't just painting her fingernails, she's actually sniffing it.
Oh, because you know, there's some sprays you can spray lice. Well, I don't want to mention the name, but anyway, I clean my kitty litter box and I use it. And when I come out there, my eyes are watering, and I think to myself, what am I doing to my cats?
Yeah. But if you follow the instructions when used properly, the products do what they're supposed to do. But when they're abused, that's
Well,
when the
anything
issues
when
come
it's
in.
abused, it's okay to eat certain foods, but
Yeah.
you know, if you go crazy on them, you're going to gain weight. If you're trying to lose
Exactly.
weight, why go after what's going to gain weight?
Exactly.
It's just knowledge. It's thinking, using your brain.
Exactly.
Do you have any listing? I'm looking at some of your questions here. Do you ever have a stat put out about how many children are, you know, they die from these inhalants?
And that's actually a tough question because the U.S. doesn't.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, the U.S. doesn't do an adequate job of attributing inhalant deaths to the actual victims.